Welcome back, everybody. Tuesday, April 29th, 2014. Dr. Peter Glidden in the house, talking about coffee now in the top of the second hour. How about that? Can coffee treat liver disease? Yes. And does coffee extend your lifespan? Yes. Let's have a great big party now, right? This, again, from Medscape Gastroenterology. More than 2.25 billion cups of coffee are consumed each day throughout the world. This requires harvesting and roasting 7 million tons of coffee beans every year. Although coffee consumption varies from country to country, most Americans drink coffee every day. Despite early concerns about the negative effects of coffee on health, contemporary studies suggest that coffee is beneficial for many medical disorders, including Parkinson's, diabetes, symptomatic gallbladder disease, stroke, and chronic liver disease. Coffee contains, of course, caffeine, which is a type of biochemical known as a methylxanthine, that is also found in tea and other herbs and plants. The quantity of caffeine present in each cup of coffee varies depending on how the coffee is prepared, the type of coffee brewed, and whether it is ground or instant coffee. In general, from each cup of coffee, approximately 85 milligrams of caffeine is absorbed into the body and metabolized into the liver by something called a cytochrome P450 pathway. The half-life of caffeine is about 4 to 6 hours. Now, coffee appears to have a significant effect on all-cause mortality. All-cause mortality. A study involving 229,119 men and 173,141 women demonstrated that coffee drinkers had a reduction in mortality compared to non-coffee drinkers, which is fancy schmancy research talk for coffee drinkers lived longer. Alcohol consumption and cigarette smoking can increase a liver enzyme called gamma-glutamyl transferase, which is in, if you ever had a blood test done, right kind of in the middle of the panel, there's GGT, like Godfrey Thomas, right? GGT. It's not good when GGT levels are elevated. When GGT levels are elevated, it indicates that the liver is being damaged. Coffee decreases the amount of circulating GGT, which means coffee is good for your liver. Coffee is good for your liver. Interestingly enough, however, remember, this is two sides to one coin. Another thing that coffee does is it decreases something called adenosine, the presence of adenosine in the body. And when adenosine in the body is hindered, inflammation increases. Coffee consumption, interestingly enough, can increase inflammation and decrease the amount of cartilage that your body is making. So, regretfully, if you're suffering with a bone or a joint issue, right, if you've got some type of arthritis, right, which is inflammation of the joint, coffee consumption will inhibit your body's ability to fix the joint. Coffee consumption will inhibit the body's ability to fix the joint. Green tea or tea consumption will not. It's interesting, isn't it? Tea consumption will not. But caffeine or coffee will. Very interesting. So if you've been struggling with a bone or a joint issue and you're taking all the right stuff, stop drinking coffee for 4 weeks and see if that increases the effectiveness of the program. And if you have increased levels of GGT, then you have liver disease or your liver enzymes are elevated, then start drinking coffee because it's going to help. It's very interesting how all of this plays out, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting indeed. The phones are hot today. Vancouver's on the line. Let's go to Vancouver and see what's happening. It looks like Carlos, I think, from Vancouver. Did I get that right, Vancouver? You are live.
Yes, my name is Carlos. Nice to meet you, Dr. Glidden. I started with cancer in 1995, throat cancer. And then I had radiation. I didn't know any better. And then I got okay. I was 220 pounds. And then when I finished all that, until now, I'm 125.
What type of cancer was it?
I don't even know, honestly. It wasn't my tonsils. But I didn't ask what kind was it. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to put it in my head.
Yeah. So it was cancer of your tonsils. That's interesting. So they, of course, took the tonsils out, and did they give you radiation and then chemo?
No. They say they could not operate on me because I was too far ahead. So they only gave me the radiation. But I quit before the time. And when I quit before the time, they made me sign a paper that okay, I signed the paper, no big deal.
Yeah. So, what happened? All right, what happened to the tonsil cancer?
It went away. I mean,
how many years ago was that?
Over 20 years.
Wow, I bet you had 25 cents.
1995.
I bet you 25 cents it was a misdiagnosis. That seems a little funny to me. All right, but in any event, I'm glad you're still alive, right? Right?
Yes, so am I. And then I found this herb, I think called bugleweed or bugleweed.
Bugleweed, yeah.
Yeah, after a while, that's what helped me tremendously.
Really?
Because
Bugleweed.
I have the sweat. I have this overactive thyroid, the hyper one.
Yeah, hyperthyroid and bugleweed helped?
It helped.
How did you do it? Did you do it in a tincture form or did you do it in a capsule form?
Tincture form.
How much would you take?
I was taking like 3 tablespoons a day.
Wow, very, very good. 3 tablespoons of bugleweed a day calmed down your overactive thyroid, right?
Yes, and it improved my eyesight because my eyes was like a rock cod, a fish. Oh, they were very open. People would not look at me. They looked at me, they looked the other way because I wouldn't look at people. Anyway, after that, everything was fine. Just now, on the 14th, I had a pain on my side, and I went to the hospital, and then they gave me an X-ray, and they say that I had an infection, probably a little tumor, but I'm not worried about that. So they gave me this thing called Avelox or Avelox. It's an antibiotic.
Yeah. Where was the little lump that they found? The little tumor, suspiciously so.
On my left would be. You're right. On my left lung.
Your left lung. They found a little tiny spot in your left lung.
Yes, and they think it's infection, probably a little tumor. They're not, so they want me to go back and check it. Anyway, so I've been enjoying this longevity about 3 weeks ago.
Good.
And I've been taking 2 selenium with each meal. And
how much do you weigh?
125.
Okay, so I want you to take 9 selenium a day, and I want you to take them between meals. 9 selenium a day between meals. 3 between breakfast and lunch, 3 between lunch and dinner, and 3 between dinner and bedtime.
Yeah, but the problem is I run out of it. I don't have none. I just put my order yesterday.
Well, yeah, it gets a little tricky, right? Longevity has something called auto ship, where they'll automatically ship you the stuff every month, and that's a good idea. But, it takes a little kind of getting used to the whole procedure to figure out how many you're taking and how many you're going to go through. But generally speaking, 3 bottles of selenium a month would be a good thing for you to get. And if you get 3 bottles of selenium a month...
I just ordered them 3 bottles.
Yeah, 3 bottles. But, you need more than selenium, right? Are you doing a healthy pack on top of that?
Yes, I'm taking the Z radical.
Yep.
One shot in the morning, like 1 shoot in the morning, 1 shoot at night.
Yep, and are you doing anything else?
I'm taking the ultimate probiotic because I've been listening to you for a while, and you told the lady that she had an infection for 10 days, take 3 kilos each time. And that's how much I've been taking, 3 each time.
And you're doing the Beyond Tangy, the EFAs, and the white liquid calcium?
Yes, but I ordered the 2.0 now because the Tangerine sort of gives me a little bit of cough.
Oh, yeah.
So I ordered the other one as well.
Okay, and how many EFAs are you taking, the little fish oil capsules?
6 a day.
Okay, I would go up to 9. I would go up to 9 of the fish oil and 9 of the selenium. And you want to do a Google search, please, for a term called phytate. That's P-H-Y, T like Thomas, A, T like Thomas, E, P-H-Y, T-A-T-E, phytate. Phytates are a biochemical found in food, and phytates are harmless, but phytates will bind to minerals. So selenium is a very important nutrient for you to take. Selenium supplementation reduces the occurrence of lung cancer by 33%, even if you're a smoker. But selenium is a mineral.
I was never a smoker.
All right. Well, 2/3 of the supplements that you're taking are minerals. 2/3 are minerals, like calcium and selenium and zinc. If you swallow a mineral supplement on top of food that has phytates in it, the phytates will inhibit the absorption of the minerals. So that's why I want you to take the selenium between meals. And I also want you just to have a heads up on which foods contain phytates.
Between meals, so after the meal, because I used to take them together with my food.
Well, you can do that if the food listen to me, if the food does not contain phytates, you can take the supplements with the food. But if the food contains phytates, you want to take the supplements after the meal, like an hour or 2 after the meal. Eliminate phytates, increase the EFAs, increase the selenium. Give me a call back in a month with a report. I appreciate you, Carlos. We're up against the hard break, buddy. Gotta go. Stick around, folks. Theodore in Virginia coming up next. Let's go down to Virginia, why don't we? And see what Theodore's up to. Hey, Theodore, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Yes, I'm Theodore from Virginia.
All right, Theodore, hold on, brother. I can hardly hear you, man. You're going to have to put the phone up closer to your mouth and come on in.
I'm close to your mouth. Okay,
now, we got a really bad connection, Theodore. You're going to have to hang up. Call us right back, maybe on a different phone, and I'll put you on as soon as I can. I can't hear you at all. I appreciate you. All right, let me see. The phone seemed to be populating right now. Give us a call, folks, why don't you? 833-844, it's a new number, 844-DR-Glidden, 844-DR-Glidden. We can talk about all things having to do with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, like Celeste. Let's go and see what Celeste is up to from Louisiana. Hey, Celeste, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi. I was wanting a weight program to get on, and I have blood pressure problems.
Okay,
and
so
inflammation.
Inflammation where?
Legs. My feet stay cold. My legs are. I have to sleep with them under a pillow.
Because they're cold or because they hurt?
Because they hurt.
Okay. And is it the whole foot or just the bottom of the foot?
It's like, when your foot go to sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's what it feels like when it happens when you're sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it happens through the day.
Celeste, how tall are you?
About 5'4".
And are you the same height you were when you were a kid, or have you lost an inch or two?
I've lost an inch or two.
Yeah, okay. So that's why your feet are numb. In the anatomy of the human body, you've got your brain and you've got your spinal cord. And your spinal cord is this giant nerve that comes out of your brain, and it goes right down the middle of your back. and all of the nerves that go everywhere in your body branch out from the spinal cord. And your backbone, the vertebrae in your back, the things that chiropractors adjust, protect the spinal cord, right? It's like a covering over the spinal cord to protect it. In between each of the backbones, there's a cushion. It's called an intervertebral disc, and it's like a feather pillow, kind of, sort of. When a feather pillow loses its feathers, you can't sleep on it anymore because there's no more support. Well, when the intervertebral discs run out of structural integrity, when they shrink, the nerves that come out of your spine, they're not cushioned anymore, and so you get all kinds of neurological problems. And it sounds to me like that's what's going on here for you. So
it hurts at the back in the middle of my back, the lower part of my back.
All right, great. Well, I don't mean I'm glad that it hurts, but it's good to know that piece of information. Have you ever been to a chiropractor?
No, I've always been afraid of them.
Okay, well, don't be. Chiropractors are awesome. Now, you know, chiropractors are like policemen, right? There's good cops and there's bad cops. We hate the bad cops. We really do. Nothing worse than a bad cop, really. Nothing worse than a bad cop. But good cops are awesome, right? Same with plumbers, for goodness sake, or lawyers or anything, right? You know, the good teachers, bad teachers. The good chiropractors, bad chiropractors. What I would do is I would go on to Angie's List, or I would ask friends, if they've been to a chiropractor and see what they think, and find a chiropractor in your area that people have had positive response to, and have them go and check this out, because that's going to help you a lot moving forward here. It's going to help you a lot. But in addition to that, you need to give your body the stuff that it needs to, be healthy, right?
Right.
And one of the reasons that you're overweight, how much weight are we talking about, by the way?
A lot. I weigh 325.
All right, so the reason that you're overweight, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You're not lazy. You don't have the fat gene. Your stomach isn't too big. It's your damn doctor's fault. That's whose problem it is, because it's your doctor's job to keep you healthy, and your doctor has dropped the ball completely. They've dropped it completely. They have no earthly idea what causes weight gain, and the MD's solution to weight gain is to cut your stomach out. That's their solution. It's called gastric bypass surgery, and they're insane for even thinking about it. So there is a solution here for you. It's going to be comprehensive. You're going to need to wrap your brain around it, and then, just get on board the program, and I'll help you dial it in. We got a hard break here, Celeste. You stick with me through the commercials, and when we come back, I'll dial this in for you. Have a paper and pencil ready, because I'm going to tell you what to take. I want you to write it down, and then I'll tell you where to go to get it at the wholesale price, and that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Stick around, folks. Welcome back, everybody. Going down to Louisiana. I'm talking to Celeste, who maybe, in fact, does have a voodoo curse, because if anybody in the world is going to have a voodoo curse, it's going to be somebody in good old New Orleans down in Louisiana. So, Celeste, welcome back.
Thank you.
What part of the state do you live in?
In Ruston.
Ruston. Did you guys, wasn't there a tornado that just rolled through your neck of the woods, or is that somewhere else?
Well, it was close. It missed us, though.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty, right? Have you ever been in a tornado?
Never, thank God, never.
Yeah, thank God. Pretty powerful thing, right? Pretty powerful force. Every once in a while I branch out here on the radio, because I'm a science guy, and it's interesting to me that meteorologists, right, weather people, have absolutely no idea whatsoever about what causes tornadoes. They're clueless. I mean, they throw stuff against the wall and to see what sticks. They'll tell you that it's, wind going one way, and then it intersects wind going at 90 degrees the other way, causing a tornado. It's baloney. That does not happen. Really, science all around the world needs to be upgraded into a holistic. If we started to use a holistic model in science, the same way that we do in medicine, we would get remarkable, rapid results. But I think that's, I think I'm a generation or 2 or 3 ahead of myself. But in any event, Celeste.
Or more.
Or more. Here's the deal, okay? There are 10 foods you need to stop eating, all right?
Okay.
You can get that list for free at my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Scroll down the front page until you see a link for a good food, bad food list, okay?
Okay.
Now, there's those 10 foods you need to just stop eating. Everybody in your family needs to stop eating them immediately. Just by eliminating those foods, you're going to lose 10 to 20 pounds without even trying. So, number one, you have to stop eating 10 foods. And I got to warn you.
Okay.
2 of the 10 bad foods are fried food and oil. Yeah, fried food will kill you.
Okay. Haven't done it in 3 years.
You've been fried food free for 3 years?
Yes, I have. And sugar.
Oh my God. Well, boy, you get the award now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've just added 5 years to your life, because when you look at a map of life expectancy in the United States, people that live in the Old South, the Confederate South, have the shortest life expectancies of anybody in the U.S. And like they live 5 to 10 years less than everybody else. And the only difference in that area of the country is people in the South eat fried food like a religion, right?
Yeah. Fried everything.
Fried everything. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah. And there's a nasty chemical in a fried food called acrylamide, which causes cancer and inflammation, and it'll kill you slowly. It's slow death. So eliminating fried food was really a gigantic step in the right direction. You should give yourself a big hug for that, because that was a really good thing for you to do. All right, so now there's 9 other foods you have to get enlightened about and stop eating, and that list is free and it's easy. Number 1. Number 2, you got to fill your body's nutritional tank up. You got to fill your body's nutritional tank up. I have no idea what your budget is. In a perfect world, you would take 3 Healthy Start Packs, the original formula, 3 Healthy Start Packs, original formula a month. 3 Healthy Start Pack original formulas a month. If you can't afford that, do 2. If you can't afford that, do 1 Healthy Start Pack original formula. And if you do 1 or 2 Healthy Start Pack original formulas, I want you to add 1 extra bottle of something called Beyond Osteo FX. Beyond Osteo, O-S-T like Thomas, E-O-F-X, Beyond Osteo FX. So 1 Healthy Start Pack and 1 bottle of Beyond Osteo FX, or 2 Healthy Start Packs and 1 bottle of Beyond Osteo FX, or, in a perfect world, 3 Healthy Start Packs a month. The final thing is, you need to, just like, did you hear me talk to the person at the top of the hour about weight gain?
I missed it.
All right, so you want to listen to the podcast. Go back into after when this show, because I did like a 10-minute spiel on weight loss and what they have to do for it. Basically what it boils down to is you need to count calories. You need to figure out a way to count calories, because you need to dial in 1,200 calories a day or less. 1,200 calories a day or less, okay? I want you to see the chiropractor. I want you to clean your diet up. I want you to start taking these nutritional supplements, and then I want you to call me back every 3 or 4 weeks, and I'll tweak the program as necessary to help you move down the road. We got to start somewhere, and this is a really good place to start. How'd you hear about me, by the way?
I was listening to Dr. Wallach, and you have to be in there to get in there. So this number came up, and I called.
And how did you find out about Dr. Wallach?
A friend of mine that I go to church with, she gave me the number. She said, well, they were having problems.
Well, all right. So you want to get, excellent. So you want to get with your friend from church to order these products, because if you just go online to order this stuff, you're going to get slammed with the full retail price.
Okay.
But if you get them through your friend at church, you'll get the wholesale price, and they'll be able to tell you how to take them and hold your hand. And because we're like a worldwide coalition of the informed, lifting each other up and holding each other's hands, just like we do at church. It's the same thing.
Okay.
So you want to lean on the support. We have an international support network, right? So get with the people in church. Tell them what I told you to take. They'll tell you how to get it. They'll tell you how to take it, and then, the rest is just, a waiting game and doing it one day at a time.
What about a person with gout?
Gout. Well, for gout, it's the same thing. We have to, number one, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Okay. Number two, with gout, we want to support the liver. We want to support healthy liver function. So we do that with one anti-aging Healthy Start Pack, one anti-aging Healthy Start Pack, and 2 bottles of selenium. 2 bottles of selenium, S like Sam, E, L like Larry, E, N like Nancy, I, U, M, 2 selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month, per 100 pounds of body weight per month, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. And by the way, if you get black cherry juice concentrate, and put a tablespoon of black cherry juice in 8 ounces of water, drink that down 3 times a day during a gout attack. It will go a long way towards helping the gout attack to get better faster.
Oh, okay.
All right. Check it out, Celeste. There's lots to learn. There's lots to do. And there's lots of wide open territory in the undiscovered country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition that you have just found your way to. Very glad that you're here. Now go out there and get your health back. Matthew from Ohio is back. I think we had a problem with his phone earlier on. I'm glad he called back. Hey, Matt, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. G. Yep, I sat on my end button, I think. The opposite of a butt dial was a butt hang-up. I have just found 3 pennies in the last 1 minute. I'm rich.
Boy, well, that's your lucky day, man. That's your lucky day. That's your lucky day.
I know this is, as the current vernacular, not your wheelhouse, but I had a question. Are you familiar with aquaponics at all?
You mean growing vegetables and fruit in water?
No. Well, yes. It's like hydroponics, only in the water reservoir tank, you keep fish like tilapia or whatever, edible fish, crawdads, frogs, that sort of thing. So the waste from the fish helps to nutrify the medium that you're growing your vegetables in, and then the vegetables help filter the crap out of the water. So
that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you should do a Google. I'm planning on doing that, but I've got a friend who's already getting started with it, and I've been talking to him about the Bloomin' Minerals, and he asked if they would be safe in an aquaponics setup.
Absolutely, positively, 100%. And he should do a control. He should do 1 tank with the Bloomin' Minerals, and he should do 1 tank without it. And he should look to see the difference, not only in the plant, the growth and diameter and yield of the plants, but also in the fish. So absolutely, positively use the Bloomin' Minerals. And I'm predicting that the Bloomin' Minerals use in agriculture within the next 5 years is going to just be a gigantic thing. And I was at the Longevity Convention a couple days ago in Anaheim, and I met an ex-Navy SEAL. His name is Marvin Ropp. I'm going to have him on the program. He's a big advocate of the Bloomin' Minerals in agriculture. And he was telling me about chicken farmers somewhere in the Midwest. There's this one poultry producer, and he put the Bloomin' Minerals in the water supply for his chickens, right? And normally when you're raising chickens, you expect like a 7% die-off. You expect 7% of the flock to just die. And there's also a certain amount of egg yield that you expect per chicken. And there's also a certain amount of body weight that you expect per chicken. Well, the body weight of the chickens doubled. The egg yield went up by 20%, and there was no die-off. And this one poultry farmer couldn't believe it. And all of his buddy poultry farmers thought that it was just a coincidence that he got a super flock, right? And it was just that particular year's batch of chickens that they just had the longevity gene or whatever. Well, guess what? He did it again. Got exactly the same results with a completely different flock, and now all of his competitors are flocking, pun intended, to Youngevity to get on board with the same program because they have to compete. And the results were so remarkable. This is what I love about using this in agriculture, because, it's all about numbers and yield and output and cost per acre and all this stuff, and farmers love this stuff, because it produces remarkable results which are measurable. And, man, my prediction is that Youngevity agricultural Bloomin' Minerals is going to be a big thing in the United States here in a couple of years. And not only in just, plant production, but also animal production as well. So wholeheartedly go for it, man. But do a control, right? You got to do a control so you can compare the results. And I think you're going to be amazed. Send me pictures, right? Look me up on Facebook. Send me pictures, and I'll post them. I'll post them on my website, and we'll keep track of it, man. Oh, I think he buck-dialed me again. We lost him. But in any event, that's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. We look for results. There's nothing like results. And results, speak louder than words. Because let's be honest, right? If you have a speaker who's somewhat knowledgeable, a radio celebrity who's somewhat knowledgeable, a scientist, a doctor, anybody who's somewhat knowledgeable and has a good shtick, they can, sell ice to Eskimos, right? Well, that's not what we're about here. What we're about here is honesty, integrity, truth-telling, and results. I really don't care if you believe me, because, that's all about you. It's not about me. What I care is that you try it and get results, because the proof of the pudding's in the eating. And if you stick around us long enough, you're going to see proof that will blow your mind. Finishing out today's show with Robert from Canada when we come back. Stick around. Going to finish it out today up in Canada, and before we do, I'd like a moment of silence, please, for the Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames. Sorry, boys. Well, you know what they say. I don't even know what they say. All I have to say is, go Blackhawks. Let's see what Robert's up to. Hey, Robert, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Thanks, Dr. Glidden, for taking my call. Well, we have Wayne Gretzky. He's a Canadian. It's pretty good, eh?
Pretty good. There you go. Well, hey, what part of Canada are you calling from, Robert?
Ontario, Oshawa.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. How's the weather up there?
Well, it's overcast today. We had a lot of rain. It was quite a storm we had. It's calmed down now, I think, but it's still overcast.
Is there still snow on the ground?
Oh, no.
It's gone. Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah, we had snow on the ground here a week ago, if you believe it.
Wow. That's amazing.
Great. It is amazing. So in any event, Robert, we got 4 minutes left. How can I help?
Okay. For the first time yesterday, I had swelling in my left foot, and there was a lot of redness on the bottom and a bit of edema. It's okay now. It's gone away, but when I wear my shoes, the redness comes, and the swelling's not here now, but I take my shoe off and the redness goes away on the bottom, on the bottom of my foot.
Yeah, that's interesting. You have any other issues, like with bones or joints anywhere in your body?
No.
How's your blood pressure?
I measured it. I've been measuring it a while ago, and it was normal.
Well,
normal.
Do you remember what the numbers were?
I think it was 124 over 88 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. And how old are you?
59.
And how much do you weigh?
I'd say about 250.
Okay. And how tall are you?
About 6'2".
Okay. So 6'2", 250, you're probably about, 30 pounds overweight, right?
Yeah.
More or less? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So how's your sleep at night? Is it easy to fall asleep?
Well, I wake up in the night. I guess that's a blood sugar issue. I don't sleep that well, actually.
Yeah, okay. So the game is afoot here, right? And these middly-piddly little symptoms, right, they're like the check engine light that's coming on the dashboard. It's an indication that something is going on. Something needs to be attended to. Something needs to be addressed, right? Something needs to be fixed. Are you taking any of the longevity supplements right now?
The healthy blood sugar and the selenium.
Okay, and how many blood sugar packs a month do you get?
I'm working on my, 2 right now.
Okay, so as an experiment for 4 weeks in a row, I'd like you to add 2 bottles of the plant-derived minerals, 2 bottles of the plant-derived minerals to that program, and 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules. 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals. That means I want you to take 1 ounce twice a day of the plant-derived minerals in addition to what you're already doing. And the Ultimate Daily Capsules, you take 6 a day. You do those with meals, and you can do 2, 2, and 2, or you can do 3 and 3. I don't care, but I would not take those on an empty stomach because it will make your stomach upset, but not if you take it with food. So that's 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules and 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals as an experiment for 4 weeks. And I'm hoping, Robert, against hope here, that you've eliminated all 10 bad foods. Have you dialed that in yet?
Well, I was dumb the other day. I ate some Chinese food with gluten in it.
Now, did you feel anything negative when you did that?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, right? And I got to tell you, brother, the longer that you're on this gluten-free train, when you fall off, you're going to get hammered more and more and more and more by it. And, everybody makes mistakes, man. I made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. But really, it's just important that we're mindful of how the body feels and how the body reacts as we move downstream. The foot thing seems to me like a circulation issue. Circulation can be enhanced with the Ultimate Daily Capsules. And everybody, it's never, ever, ever a bad idea for anybody in your longevity network, as an experiment for 1 month, to add the plant-derived minerals into their smorgasbord of supplements and take an ounce or 2 or 3 a day for a month to see if that ups the ante. Oftentimes it will. Give that a try, Robert, and give me a call back in 2-3 weeks with a report. I will look forward to it. And what can I say? Go Blackhawks. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you're doing. You wasted another perfectly good 2 hours hanging out with me. Thank you so much for your support and your time. Tell everybody in your life about this radio show, because guess what? Everybody needs to hear what we're up to. Until we meet again in person, I remain your steadfast advocate for health, Dr. Peter Glidden. Live long and prosper.